most of them outside. Is this live? Nope, you're staying out here, buddy. Oh, it's fucking... I can't tell if that worked or not. Unfortunately, I think I just messed everything up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I messed that up by going unlisted first. I'm not seeing any notifications. Yeah, in fact. Hey, Mike. I'm pretty sure I messed up the launching of this one by starting off a live stream as unlisted. So I don't think any notifications went out for this, which is really unfortunate. I'm actually considering ending it and starting a new one. We'll give it just a couple of minutes and see if anybody else pops in. If they don't, I'm going to end this one and I'll restart a new one. My bad. Technology and I don't get along great. Grills, griddles. That's kind of my thing. Not so much phones and computers. But yeah, I still haven't gotten a notification. And I am definitely a subscriber to our YouTube channel. So we are going to make 3 different types of patties today. I spent most of the day today. We do something usually every third Friday of the month. That is called Party on the Patio, where we close down shop a little bit early. We all go on the back. Well, it's not really a patio anymore, but we all go in the back. And then we just have a good hour where we cook something as a company. We just all come together, relax, have some good food, have some good conversations. It's a good way to maintain our culture. But tomorrow's a special one. We invited families out. So people are bringing their brothers, sisters, moms, whatever. And we cooked burgers for them. Or we're going to make all those burgers today using the Walton's Quick Patty. So ended up being like 160 burgers, something like that. So I went to Sam's this morning, bought a bunch of beef chuck, ground it up, and then just started mixing and stuffing. With the quick patty maker, I did 150, 160, somewhere in that range, in 32 minutes. And that was with 4 seasoning changes. I only brought 3 of them here. I've got our jalapeno bacon ranch. I've got our garlic parmesan, or garlic butter parmesan, and then our better burger seasoning. So somebody asked where we're from. We are in Wichita, Kansas right now. This is the view off of my back deck. This is my Pit Boss griddle, which I have absolutely fallen in love with. I love cooking on this thing. I made eggs last night that were probably the best eggs I've ever made. They were just scrambled eggs that I added a little bit of sesame seed oil to, and just a pinch or a little squirt of soy sauce. They were absolutely beautiful. So I don't think any notifications went out on this. That's definitely my fault. I started the live stream as unlisted, so I know I didn't get a notification. So we'll just deal with it, though. We'll run with it. I am drinking some Topo Chico. This is something my girlfriend actually just turned me on to. I tend to look down on like all the seltzers and things like that, but these are legit. I am a very big fan. This is, I feel gross just saying this, strawberry hibiscus, but it's really good. For those of you who've joined us a lot in the past, I'm mostly a Miller Lite or Dos Equis guy, but these are absolutely delicious. Mike, they say it wasn't stocked to begin with, but I don't believe that, because out of that pond, I've pulled 4 different, and they definitely weren't the same, 6-pound plus bass out of. And it's not the biggest pond in the world. It is about a 3.5 acre pond. It goes around that corner a little bit there. But Senko, worms, and rattle traps. They love rattle traps, especially the big ones in there. We've got bass. We've got a ton of crappie. Then I've caught bullhead out of there, which I don't see many bullhead in Kansas. Channel, and something called the buffalo. So I only caught it one time, but it was a pretty cool looking fish. And unfortunately, copperheads now, which I don't like seeing down there. I've got a big old dog, and he views that as his water bowl. He doesn't drink out of the water bowl in the house at all. That's the only place he wants to drink out of. And I don't like the fact that there are now at least a few copperheads down there. So I'm going to toss our patties on. This one, you can see some definition in it, hopefully. That is the garlic Parmesan butter. This is the, that one's falling apart a little bit. That is the better burger. And this last one is the jalapeno bacon ranch. Absolutely delicious. We're just going to toss them on there. And then I've got just some regular American cheese. I'm going to do a little bit of surgery on this burger right here. And we've just got some American cheese that we're going to throw on right at the end. I don't care what anyone says. American cheese is 100% the best cheese to add for any burger because it melts so perfectly. I'm a huge fan of Swiss cheese, but Swiss cheese on burgers doesn't really work all that well. Hold on. Get up there. Luckily those, we're going to break this burger, break it down and reform it. Because it does not want to stick together. We're just going to pat it back down and hopefully get it into one solid piece. You're not coming out here. My ridiculous sized dog is pounding at the door or scratching, trying to get out. The nice thing about this griddle, and really any griddle, is they're fairly low to no stick. This one is enamel coated, and these are still plastic wrapped, so we're fine there. It's enamel coated, so it's very low maintenance. My other griddle at work is the Camp Chef Gridiron 360, which is an awesome griddle. Very big. It is rolled steel. So after I cook it every time, I have to just put a very light coating of something like avocado oil, at least that's what I use, to keep that non-stick. This, I'm really just cleaning it, and it's good to go for the next one. Hopefully, you can hear that extremely satisfying sound. Now, we did not add any high temp cheese to these burgers. High temp cheese, for anyone who doesn't know, is just a cheese that is processed in such a way that it does not require, or it won't melt, basically. Unless you get it up to about 350, 400 degrees, it's not going to melt. So we add it to sausage, summer sausage, snack sticks, everything like that, so that when we do go ahead and cook that, our cheese stays where it's supposed to be. It doesn't just all leak out of the sausage. So watch a guy, what is that? Wasatch guy. What I like to season with. So these have the garlic Parmesan butter, which is absolutely amazing. Then we've got jalapeno bacon ranch, and then we've got Better Burger seasoning. The Better Burger seasoning, out of the three of those, is definitely the most classic flavor. The other two, I mean, as the names would indicate, are fairly exotic. They're both delicious. That Parmesan garlic butter might be my favorite hamburger of all time. It is absolutely delicious. And normally, I would cook these. I'd put a little beef tallow down first. But the last time I cooked on this, I added so much beef tallow that there's still enough on there. I'm a huge proponent of cooking with beef tallow. I've done fried fish in it recently. I've done a ton of burgers. Like, everything that hits my griddle has beef tallow on it, and it makes a huge difference. I remember, I'm 45 years old now. I very clearly remember when McDonald's changed from beef tallow to whatever vegetable nonsense they started using. And I remember hating it. I got used to it eventually, but anything fried in beef tallow is just tastier and supposedly healthier for us too, but who knows? They tell us so many different things about what's healthy for us. I remember when they told us we needed 11 servings of grains and starches a day, which is obviously complete nonsense. Food pyramid is just turned upside down, basically, in my opinion, at least. For anyone who, well, I don't even think we released anything on it yet. On the podcast that's coming out tomorrow, I talk about this, but I lost my entire deep freeze. That was a good amount of a half of a cattle. It was the last bits of the last deer I killed. There was some pheasant in there, and my GFI tripped. I went down there to defrost something because I was having a busy day, and I just wanted to have dinner basically ready to go. When I got home, I opened it, and I didn't even get mad. My heart just dropped because I could see immediately. I stuck my hand all the way through all that meat, just praying that the bottom would still be frozen. But no, I had to load it all in lugs and throw it all out. It was actually very, very sad. Andrea Francis, no, I'm trying to sell this house. I don't have any money. I apologize. But we should be about ready to flip these. And we can usually tell when a burger's ready to be flipped with how easily it comes off the griddle, right? Like, that is very dark. So these two are perfectly fine. That one, I guess I have the gas up a little bit too high on that, because that is not normally how I want the top of my burger to look. But it does get confusing trying to do this and talk to people. I've been doing better at interacting with chat recently. Normally, I'm just too focused on cooking the food, or at least I've been told. Yeah, where are you? Wasatch guy, where are you at? I'm thinking I'm gonna. So we live in Wichita, Kansas. There's some good deer hunting, wild turkey hunting up in El Dorado, Kansas, which is not that far away. And I think I'm gonna go up there this weekend. This is the last week. Next weekend's the last weekend of turkey hunting here, but I'll be out of town, so I think I'm gonna go up this weekend and try and get one. Oh, Utah. I don't know if you saw it, but BHA Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, who we're national sponsor of, just released something today talking about that bill that went through, basically banning the sale of public land, and a huge portion of that was in Utah. So I'm happy for you. I've been to what is that? Thor's Hammer in Bryson Canyon. Obviously, I did Angel's Landing. You have a bunch of beautiful national parks out there. I love Utah. It's gorgeous. That middle one is upsettingly burnt on top. Yeah, no, I would agree. In my opinion, the prettiest state in the country is actually Maine. It's a shame not many people go there. Maine is absolutely gorgeous, but Utah is right up there with any of the other states. I've never been to Alaska or Hawaii, but I've been to every other state, and I would say Utah is the second prettiest state in my mind. And I grew up in the Northeast, so Maine is like right in what I like. It's got nice mountains, rugged terrain, and tons of trees. I live in Wichita, and don't let that fool you over there. Those aren't real trees. They're maybe 30 feet high. I'm talking about 60-foot high pines is what I want to see. And I want to see color. And we don't really get that down here too much. BDS 89 says Washington State. Okay, so I did go to Washington State, and it is absolutely gorgeous up there. I love the fact that you guys have a rainforest in Washington. That's not something that you're thinking is going to be available up there. So I got to check that out, and then I was in the Vancouver, Washington side, like lots of really pretty places up there. So yep, Washington's another one with a lot of natural beauty. But yes, no, Maine, in my opinion. Plus, I love moose. Like, I'm just fascinated by them, and they're all over the place up there. So I love that. MC that says, look at the southwest corner of Colorado, Durango, and something around Telluride. Yep. Colorado's got a lot of beauty too. I did an absolutely gorgeous hike there once up to Sky Ponds. We took off super early in the morning and got up there. I mean, it was definitely after sunrise, but it was around that time. And man, when you get up to that level, it's just gorgeous. Seeing the sun come up over that bowl is really pretty. And I'm sure there are prettier parts of Colorado too. And I love Colorado a lot because of Red Rocks. That is my favorite place to see a concert. I've seen a little weird band you guys maybe have never heard of called the Piano Guys up there, I think 3 times now. They're incredible. They're amazing. I'm gonna throw some cheese on these. I'm gonna get some buns. I will be right back. So normally if I'm at work, I would have a basting bowl to put over these to help that cheese melt nice and evenly and fast. But at home I don't, and the last time I tried to use just a stainless steel bowl, that didn't go so well. So we're just gonna let them melt naturally on there. And like I said, I will be right back. You're talking about Colorado, I assume? The amazing state that's going to pot? Yeah. My big beef with Colorado recently is the whole wolf thing. Like, do you not know how much of your industry for your state is ranchers? Seems like maybe releasing wolves that like to go eat, especially calves, is not a good idea. But you do have beautiful elk hunting, which I'm hoping to take advantage of in the next year or so. Now you're staying in here. All right, so we've got the garlic Parmesan butter, which does not need any toppings whatsoever. We've got jalapeno bacon ranch, same. Some sauteed onions would be good on here, but I had a showing right before this. Like I said, I'm trying to sell this house, and they ran a little bit late. There's a bunch of weirdness that happened, which is why this one's a little bit odd of a live stream. But I 100% will be putting some ketchup, which I think is a perfectly fine topping for a hamburger, on to the Better Burger one. Works really, really well with it. Yep, MC, we've been following along on the Meatristics podcast about how pissed ranchers are about that, how many calves they've lost. And just trying to be reasonable. Like, I understand people who live in cities or suburbs thinking that wolves are awesome, because they are. Like, they're an awesome animal. But at the same point, you can't release an apex, or you can't reintroduce an apex predator and not expect it to go do apex predator stuff. Like, and then if you're not willing to take care of the ranchers who are losing money because of that, well then, that's criminal to me. I don't know what language that is. Nick Marin Brunette. I don't know what language that is. I'm assuming it looks kind of Russian. That looks a little bit Russian to me. But I don't know the Cyrillic alphabet? Cyrillic alphabet? I don't know that. But the nice thing about this griddle, right, is I just cooked a couple of burgers, which is no big deal. But if I was making something more intricate, if I was making some fried rice or junk rice, which I like to do, which is just where I go through my deep freeze, which is gone now, and just find things that have been in there for too long, go through my fridge, I'm like, this is about at the end of its life. And I just make like a whatever fried rice, just everything together. And with that, I like to add a lot of rice wine vinegar into it. For whatever reason, rice wine vinegar, in my opinion, takes something that's about to go bad, like it's not spoiling, right? But we're at the edge of when it's good, and just gives it a little bit more life to it. It's absolutely awesome little Asian food cooking. That and fish oil. Fish oil has a ton of uses. Yeah, so these are beef. These are all beef patties. I went and bought 65 pounds this morning of ground chuck from Sam's, ground it all up through our Walton's One Shop. Then I mixed it by hand and used our Walton's Quick Patty Maker to stuff out 150-ish patties in only 30-something minutes. And that includes refilling the canister and trying to keep track, like, oh, this batch was this batch was this. And I'm not great at that stuff. And it mattered this time because we're eating it for a company event. So I had to really pay attention to it. So, oh, that's Ukraine. Okay. I have a, I have an acquaintance who is from Ukraine. I wouldn't call him a friend, but he's an acquaintance from Ukraine. So I'm going to move this inside. I'll come back for the camera in just a second. No. There is the ridiculous sized dog. He probably, actually, he doesn't look that big from here. But he's about 200 pounds. He is a South African Mastiff. And he is the best boy. So back to the rancher topic. Here in Utah, it's legal to take lions year-round because they decimate animal populations. All right, so I don't know who here knows of him, but somebody that we advertise with, his name is Nick Hoffman. He has a TV show called Nick's Wild Ride. Highly recommend you check it out. It's available on a lot of platforms. And he does the most ridiculous hunts. I mean, they've brought him in to African villages twice. One time to go after a problem crocodile, one time to go after a problem hippopotamus. And he's eaten everything you can imagine. And we asked him once what his favorite wild game was. And he said mountain lion. And we 100% thought he was joking. Like, we just wouldn't take him seriously. And then I just kept hearing it. Like, mountain lion's amazing, it's amazing. So finally we had a Meatgistics member who had just had a friend kill a mountain lion. And they sent us a little piece of it. And I know it sounds ridiculous or maybe sounds even gross to you. But mountain lion is some of the best meat I've ever had. And the closest, it tastes kind of like a little bit sweeter and definitely more tender pork. And the best we can come up with in our idiot brains, we've got some smart people at Walton's, but none of them are involved in this discussion, is that they spend all day either sprinting around or laying around and doing nothing. So they're building muscle or relaxing that muscle. And for whatever reason, that makes for some incredibly tender meat. Sometime, sounds good, buddy. You do you. So, yep, I've recently been hearing about bobcat. I'm shocked by that as well. I 100% would try bobcat. The only things I won't try, I mean, we've eaten everything. We've done possum, we've done beaver tail, which I don't care what anyone ever tells me, is disgusting. It doesn't matter how it's prepared. It's a gelatinous, disgusting blob and shouldn't be eaten. But I would eat bobcat. All right, I'm going to take a quick bite of each just to describe a little bit of the flavor to you guys. This is the garlic Parmesan butter. Two things. One, I said I wasn't going to put anything on it, and I'm not. That doesn't need anything but the seasoning and cheese. Now, garlic Parmesan butter is one of the more expensive patty seasonings that we have. I think it's like 20 something bucks for enough to season 10 pounds of meat. But you make that into quarter pounders, and everyone is going to be absolutely in love with your cooking. That is the best burger seasoning that we sell. Next one is the jalapeno bacon ranch. When you make this, be very careful when you cut open that bag of seasoning, because that is one of the seasonings that just tends to get up in the air, and you're gonna breathe it in. You'll be sneezing and coughing like crazy. Maybe I'm just hungry because that's freaking delicious too. Immediately, you're going to get the jalapeno flavor and a little bit of the heat. The ranch is there, and then you've got some bacon flavor as well. he very much thinks he's getting some of this. I have nothing in my hand. You're not getting any of these burgers. And then finally, the last one, which I'll end up giving to my girlfriend and letting her put tomato and whatever else she wants on this. I don't generally like putting stuff on burgers. That is the Better Burger Patty seasoning. Salt, pepper, a few other things. Very classic burger flavor, but absolutely delicious. Really, really good. I believe, well, okay. Well, we're going to end this podcast, or live stream. Thanks, guys. What the